welcome back to SPS Farming. In today's video I'm doing my least favourite job on the farm, which is splitting logs. It is so boring that it's taken us at least a year to split this pile, which was actually about probably down here where my foot is. But we've sort of done this in about half a day, which is pretty good. I've had some help. These logs have been sitting here so long that there's even a bird's nest. I don't think any bird's living in it, but it's gotta go. This is what it looks like after it's been through the splitter. This is processed unseasoned logs, so they're still quite heavy. Like, that is still really heavy. And the colour difference between this type of wood and this is really seasoned wood, which has been sitting here for a while. This will burn really nicely through our stove. Seasoned is where the log has just dried out, basically, and it's just lost all of its life. So it's basically dead, but it's not rotten. It's not rotten like this, which is like so crumbly because it's been sitting outside. I can like break off lots of bits. So that is dead, but rotten. But then this stuff over here is dead, but like you can't take any bits off it, which is good for fires. This is a mix of seasoned, because they've been sitting out here for a very, very long time, and it's also a mix of unseasoned, and this is some of the unseasoned logs. This is what it looks like unprocessed, so this hasn't been splitted. And when once we pick it up and we set it into this machine, which is a log splitter, so basically you pull this lever this way, the ram will push the log against this axe type thing, blade, and then if you pull it or push it that way, the ram will retract, so you can then get the log out, the split log, and then you put it into the link box so the tractor can then go tip it. The log splitter does make quite a mess from just chippings, because sometimes the logs are quite grainy, so it'll be quite stringy like that. Leaves quite a lot of mess. So once we filled up this link box, the tractor will drive with someone on it, and we'll tip it over here against this wall, which gets a lot of sunlight during the day, so the logs can dry out. We're planning on selling these, which is why we haven't stacked them over there. But they're gonna dry out. The reason we're moving them from there to here is because over there's about that much sawdust, which is making them actually rot to soil. But I've swept up all of this was very messy. I swept up all of the crap, and then we've just basically tipped the link box here, drove away, and then we'll get the mini loader, which is hooked onto the log splitter. We'll get the bucket and we'll basically push it up like that, not too high or it'll go through the window. But we haven't pushed up this pile yet. Yeah, and we're gonna plan on selling these, which is why they're not stacked up neat in there. Once we've filled up, I don't think you can fill up a wall. Once we've pushed up all of the logs over there, the rest, which I don't think is gonna be a lot, we're probably going to be left with nothing, because that is probably all going to go down there. If we have logs left, we'll stack them here or in there. That's our kindling in here. So that's what we're going to be planning on doing. Before any of you say, what the hell is this block doing here? This is actually our axe cutting block, in case we want to split some logs to very thin kindling, which is good for starting fires. I don't think I've ever seen this kindling pile this full, but it's gonna dry out nicely for the winter time. Before I show you the log splitter working, I'm just going to say how it works is by a simple hydraulic system, which we plug into this mini giant skid steer. It's very dirty. I tree though. That's basically how it works. Just simple hydraulics, lever, and one ram with a block, steel block, just going forwards and back to split all of the logs. And it's exciting if you haven't done it, but it only gets exciting for the first 5 minutes and then it gets boring. Really, really boring. And this isn't all of the logs we have. We have so much more. So, which is why we're planning on selling them, which is why we're stocking them there. Or tipping them over there. So let's get working.